I'm wearing red. They say red is the color of seduction. So in this case, I would be trying to seduce you into watching my videos and subscribing to my channel. Hello, warriors. Let me start by explaining the concept of bad trip because maybe I shouldn't assume that it's familiar to everyone. A trip is normally referred to what happens when you take a drug, and namely a hallucinogenic drug, especially mushrooms and LSD. So you can have a good trip, which means that you have this amazing experience where you connect with people, you have visions, you share things, you maybe connect with people at a deeper level, or you can have a bad trip. A bad trip is bad. In a bad trip, you will be afraid, you will have some kind of terror, you will have visions, but those visions will be horrible, and you will have horrible thoughts. And what is curious here and why I'm talking about it is that in both cases, and yes, I have tried drugs in my life, namely LSD, in both cases, you don't know when the trip will end. This is a characteristic of those types of drugs. When you're so far into the experience that you don't know what time it is anymore, sometimes you don't know where you are anymore, you might have this feeling that shit, this is going to last forever. And I know that last year I had an LSD trip, and it wasn't even a bad one, it was a good one, but it was so long because it lasts for so many hours that I thought, okay, maybe I'm going to be stuck like this forever. Even if rationally I knew I wouldn't, but I wasn't, but I was not rational at that moment. There was someone with us, luckily, what we call a trip sitter, someone who sits next to you on a trip and who is sober, which if you take drugs, you should also always have. That said, no, this is going to last 5 to 8 hours, so you already have like. You still have a couple of hours to go, so don't worry. At that point, I felt reassured. I don't know if you start to see the parallel here, but I really feel that the same happens with clinical depression, with serious depression, the kind of where you feel suicidal, the kind where you feel like you can't do anything anymore, the kind where all life has been depleted away from you. It feels like it's going to last forever. And the difference is no one is sitting next to you saying, no, you only have a couple more months to go. I started to have this impression today as I was walking in the street because I feel like my depression was really serious. I was seriously suicidal. I was desperate. I was on the edge, on the verge of going off the cliff. I was so bad, and now I start to feel like it's slowly fading away. And it's kind of like when you take a drug. Or if you've never taken drugs, if you don't know what I'm talking about, imagine if you're really, 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 really drunk. And you're feeling horrible, and you're feeling like sometimes you feel like you're going to feel this way forever, or you're really hungover because you made a mistake last night. Depression can be like that, and depression when it subsides, it can feel like the end of a bad trip or the end of a bad hangover. You still kind of feel a bit trippy, a bit shitty, a bit what the fuck just happened to me, or what the fuck did I do? But it's going away. And when it's going away, you realize that those thoughts that you had when you were either drunk or high were not your thoughts. Those feelings that you had when you were so desperate that you wanted to take your own life were not your feelings. That was you intoxicated. That was you intoxicated by the disease of depression. And if you're listening to this and if you're feeling suicidal and if you're feeling depressed and if you're feeling like you want to die, try to think of it as a bad trip. Try to think of it as an intoxication of some sort. You just took a drug. It didn't go so well, but it will slowly fade away. And when it fades away, you'll look back and you'll see that it wasn't you. Hang in there. I know it's not easy, but it's an altered state of mind. It's an altered state of consciousness. It's not you. It's not you. It's the depression. Your trip sitter, in this case, would be a counselor, a friends. Talk to people. If you want, you can talk to me. Send me an email. Contact me. I will gladly help you and be the voice of reason. Yeah. Happy healings.